You know, as the purple people have, well, I don't have to take any oaths or swear any allegiances. And that's a good thing. Now, everybody has biases. And, there's only so much I can, do or say. Because I'm just one owl, one purple. And I do it for the people. All the people. I don't really like the whole labels and categories. But, we use them to identify things. Because we're still in a very primitive state of being mostly humans. Not all, but a lot. Far too many. And well, you know, there was somebody that I happened to see, and I was thinking, well, this person is doing a relatively good job. And I wanted to commend them, call them out, and say, well done. Now, this person's name, well, it's President Xi. He's the president of China. Very impressive individual. You know, I'd say a brilliant tactician and a very learned man. Very, very smart. Very cunning. You know, it's said that he's undemocratic and rules with an iron fist. And that probably is all true. And that's how most leadership goes. It goes with the territory. Especially when you're leading I think there's 3 billion people in China or something like that. Maybe a billion. Maybe just 1 billion. But it's more than 3 to 4 times the size of the United States. And Canada, don't even get me started. It's just it would devour Canada probably 50 times over. So when you're dealing with a population that size, you're going to have a lot of different variants and variations that you gotta set in for control and things of that nature. Now, you might not agree with all of the whole parameters and the qualifications that get put into that equation, and that's right. Well, that's the right of human beings to disagree. But there's a way to disagree, and a lot of times people, well, they tend to take out their frustrations on governments in a very disagreeable type of way. And it's not always pretty. And governments don't always respond pretty. And both are at fault. And there's blame to be merited out on both sides. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be partial one way or the other. But I do want to say that when governments do it, that gets all the and when the people do it to the government, that gets all the ooh. Kind of a double standard. The government is the people, so it should be run by the people. We know that that's not always the case, but it should be. Anyway, I think that President Xi of China is doing a relatively good job. He's got a difficult job. And it's difficult in the sense that a lot of Western powers, well, they don't want to see a country that's non-Western do all too well. Not need their dependency, not need their hand in a gesture of friendship and mutual collaboration. What's that? Oh, never mind. Anyway, I digress. But, he's got a tough job on his hands. And, I can be critical. I think what's happening with the Uyghur situation, well, it's problematic. It doesn't look good. It's a blemish on your record. It's like the whole black eye. You could be doing a whole lot of other things good. But then when they throw in that word genocide, well, you know what Westerners think about genocide. they sort of kind of like, well, they sort of kind of do it, but they don't call theirs genocide. They just call it like, well, they give it strange names for it. But anyway, I digress. It looks bad, and it makes Xi, it cheapens President Xi a lot. And, you know, you can't always trust what you hear in Western media, because every media is, well, propagandist for its country, propagandist for its state. It just goes without saying. But anyway, he's getting a raw deal on the West. He's getting a raw deal in certain parts of Asia. But in his own country, a country of 1 billion people, figured it out. You know, he's got high standings. President Xi is loved. And, you know, if they love you in your own backyard, why worry about another person's backyard? Oh, sure, there's going to be haters everywhere. I'm sure there's haters in China that don't like President Xi. And I'm sure they make that known. And not all of them end up, well, you know, where some dissidents end up when they don't like their governments. Anyway, all I can say is this. President Xi, you're the closest thing we got to actually good governance. I would say a model in terms of helping people that were impoverished. You look at President Xi's record. A lot of people that were in China were left in poverty for centuries, even after ramifications of what happened with Mao Zedong. And a lot of those people, by the thousands, hundreds of thousands, even some estimates, millions, have been lifted out of poverty due to President Xi's policies and standards in China. Now, this is not a campaign ad for President Xi. I don't know President Xi personally. I'm just going off of what I've heard and what I've saw and things that I've studied and things that I've observed because I'm a smart owl. But yeah, President Xi, if you ever watch this, I got a lot of respect for you. I might not agree with everything that you do. You probably don't agree with everything that I do. That's fine. But you know, in terms of good governance, I would say you get an A+. It's going well. Keep up the good work.